Okay, so this is a Touhou tier list based on what characters would do based on the information we have, how they would spend their Halloweeny. As you know, there's a lot of characters that do different things in Gensokyo, so we're gonna break them up. Maybe not so fine. I'm gonna leave a little bit opening. So here's the main categories I have in mind. So we have the people going out basically on Halloween night. We have the people who are going out and being dirtbags. We have the people who stay home and give out candy. We have people who stay home to scare children. People who stay home to yell at children. The people who pretend they're not home and at a Halloween party. Okay, maybe not even stays home, but just attempts to scare children. It doesn't have to be like at home. Okay, so let's begin, chat. Reimu. Where does Reimu go on this list? Now think about it. Reimu is definitely the character I would pin on stays at home and yells at children. I think that's pretty free. But I also feel like if you told Reimu she could go out door to door and get free candy, she'd be out trick-or-treating. Or she's throwing a Halloween party. Really, she could be any of the three. What would Reimu most likely do? I guess this is the most accurate, you know? Stays at home and yells at children. Even if her place is a Halloween party, now we have Daze. Now what is Daze doing? Is she going out for candy? I don't think so. Is she egging your home? I don't think so either. I think I would put her in the attempts to scare children. I think Marissa would probably try to mess with the fairies. Spook them. Alright, now we have PC98 Reimu. Now PC98 Reimu, as you know, is a different beast than the Reimu that we're so familiar with. This is Gooby Reimu, where she's a goofball. Now, I think she's prime trick-or-treater right there. She's going out and getting some candy. Not this Reimu. This Reimu's old and cranky. This Reimu's so young, fresh, vibrant, and full of life. And then we have Singyoku M, who's just a guy. So, I'm just gonna assume, because he doesn't exist, he just stays home and pretends not to be home. And then the girl part of him, which is not really sure how that works, right there with him. Yugen Magan. I don't think Yugen Magan is going to need to attempt to scare children. I think Yugen Magan is just going to scare children, period. What would Mima do? To be honest, I would probably put Mima here. Because it's like, the people who attempt to scare children, they're just having a laugh. But then the assholes here who egg your home, they're like actually being kind of like mean. And Mima seems like the kind of character who would throw eggs at your house. Because she's kind of a dick. Anyway, Ellie. Ellie is not a character. It's Touhou 1 again. But she's got a big smile on her face. And she looks like she would have fun going out and trick-or-treating. But streamer, no, her character wouldn't do that. Says you. Says you. Fuck you. You don't even exist. I made you up in my head to get angry. You know what I'm gonna do? Right now, non-existent chat member, I'm gonna open up Ellie's page right now. No joke. I'm gonna open up her page right now on the Touhou Wiki. And I'm gonna read you what it says. Okay? Ellie is a devil of some kind that Reimu Hakude encounters while in Makai ruins of Vina during holiday responses to prayers. Since she has no official character profile, exchanges no dialogue with Reimu, nothing else is known about this enemy. Oh my god, I can't believe it! Can you believe it? Sariel? She gives out candy. Why not? Sure, she can give out candy. Why not? She's big. I mean, think about her Undertale counterpart. Oh no. Oh no. What did streamer just say? What did he just say? No! Genji? Genji stays home and gives out candy. To the best of his turtley ability, mind you. Because he is a turtle. Here's the scenario, chat. Chirbo and friend come up to Reimu and ask for candy, and Reimu offers them a rice cracker to get them to go away. And Chirno is very, very vocal about how awful that is. So then Reimu threatens to hit her over the head with her stick. And it's like, oh. And they're kind of like sad. But then Genji is like there. And he's like, here you go, kids. And he gives them some candy. But he gives them like water taffy or something. Like old man candy. Water taffy, saltwater taffy, or like a hard candy. But like it's still candy, so Dio says like, Chino, don't fucking mouth off again, alright? Just say thank you and move on, it's candy. And there you go. Now we have PC98 Marissa, who is going out with Mima. Mima is chaperoning, but they are throwing eggs at Reimu. Okay. So Mima is a chaperone, but a bad guardian. That is what those two are doing. It's kind of hard to find a mean character here, you know? I feel like Reimu might be the only character in here. No, I'm gonna put her in the Halloween party. And I'm gonna remove this, tier because I just feel like that tier is gonna basically just be Reimu. Kurumi, on the other hand, I'm putting her in this tier simply because I think she is squishy. Now, I know how that sounds. That's a stupid reason, Dylan, I know. She's a gatekeeper, but at the same time, look at her. She seems like she would enjoy going trick-or-treating. Little Alice, of course. Little Alice is going out trick-or-treating. And, okay, Yuki and Mai. This is how I think this dynamic works. Yuki wants to go out because she wants to get candy. Mai goes with her, but as you know, Mai's kind of a bitch. So they're both going out together, but they're out there for different reasons. So Yuki's reason, I view Yuki as more innocent-hearted, you know? She really believes that Mai is her friend, but I don't know what Mai's opinion on anything is. And Yuki is definitely the kind to be, you know, throw an egg at someone's house. So they're both out together, but they're out there for completely different reasons. Yumeko being tasked to stay home and give out candy because Shinki is taking Alice trick-or-treating. Maybe I should have made chaperoning its own category, considering how many are in there. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that, chat. Let's make chaperoning its own category. And now we have Ruma. She getting that bag. Why is everybody in the top except Reimu with blonde hair? Okay. And then we have Dai. Of course, Dai is out trick-or-treating. I don't think Chino would be the kind to egg your house because she's being held back by the green one here. But if you made her angry, she would probably throw a brick at your home. And now Mei-ling, of course. Mei-ling stays home. She's tasked with looking after the mansion. Kwagama probably wouldn't leave the mansion necessarily, but she would probably, like, you know, try to mess with people around it for sure. Because that's just, you know, she's an imp. And then Patchy, that's an easy one. Pretends not to be home. She has no desire to do any of this. This is pretty obvious. Or maybe you wouldn't agree, but some fan depictions would most certainly agree. Now, if you said they were at a Halloween party, I'd believe it. They'd probably throw their own. But because I am a fan of Sakuya being the adult, she would take those two trick-or-treating. Alright, and now we're going on. So now we got Letty Whiterock. At the same time, I'm putting her here because my favorite Letty is the one who is like a caretaker to the fairies. Then we have Chen, who is going out trick-or-treating. And we have Alice. So Alice is staying home. She doesn't mind guests. Like, she is capable of holding conversations and stuff, but she does, like, you know, she just lives out in the woods and lives in solitude, but it's not like she hates people. So if you visited her in the woods, you know, she'd probably give you something. And then we have Lily. So what is Lily doing? Lily is definitely an egg thrower. No. No. Her costume is Lily Black. Because nobody even knows. Everybody just assumes they're different people. So Lily just, you know, she just dresses in that. And they're like, oh, you're dressed as Lily Black. And she's like, wee, 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 because that's the noise she makes. Alright, then we have Lyrica, Lunasa, and Merlin. Given their attitudes, I could picture some of them going trick-or-treating. But I think it's more likely that they cater an event. Not catering, but they would do an appearance at a party before they would go trick-or-treating. Yomu pretends to not be at home because Yomu is afraid of ghosts. So she does not go out for trick-or-treating because she is afraid of the things around her. Or she gets ordered to go out and get candy for Yuyiko. Oh shit, wait a minute, that also works. She chaperones Yuyiko. Wait, no, that's genius. She's the chaperone for Yuyiko. Ron being the chaperone, she's taking Chen out. No, Yukari wouldn't chaperone Ron. She would either be, she might be sleeping in preparation for winter, or she'd be at a party. I think it's more likely she'd be at a party before she gets ready to hibernate. So Wriggle will go trick-or-treating. Wriggle's not interested in scaring people, by the way. She would scare people by accident because bugs, but her whole goal is to make people not afraid of bugs, so having her go out and scare children is just not something she would do. She gets them for her ants, her ant buddies. Because Mystia runs a respectable business. I don't see her staying home and giving candy. I could see her doing attempts to scare children because the whole night blind stuff that she does. Like, that's something that she does, but it's hard not to think of Mystia as like a respectable businesswoman nowadays, as opposed to a sparrow yokai who likes messing with humans, you know what I mean? But like, both of those aspects are part of her character, but it's hard to weigh heavily into one. Yeah, honestly, I think Misty is just working, like, on the night, you know? So she's probably just here by virtue of, like, you know, kids don't really stop by her stand anyway. So she'd probably, like, you know, she'd just run her stand, but if she sees a couple of trick-or-treaters or whatever, she might, you know, mess with their vision a little bit or something like that. Now, okay, here's the thing about Tay. Tay is definitely got that egg your home energy, but at the same time, she would be very careful about it, you know? Raisin would be the one who answers the door for the clinic, for sure. Does Eden take Kaguya out? Hold on. Uh-oh. Now I gotta think about this. The thing is, if Kaguya's going out, she's either sneaking out with Moko, or she's going out with Eden. Silly business makes me want to put it like that. But honestly, it's more believable that Eden and Kaguya just don't pay any attention to this event. But for a similar reason why Remy and Flan are here, I'm gonna put these two goobers in here. And you know what it's gonna be. So Kaguya's gonna get an outfit. She's gonna wear like a bear onesie or something. And then she's gonna get like some like Silent Hill nurse uniform for Eden and give her that. And Eden's gonna be like, Princess, please, I don't want to wear that. And Kaguya's like, but you gotta. It's they said it's like in the spirit. You know, you have to dress up. And you're already a doctor, so you could be a spooky nurse. But, you know, Kaguya's walking around. Maybe, what if oh, no, you know what? You know what Kaguya's outfit is? Kaguya's outfit is like a box Gundam, but instead of boxes, it's just 2 bamboo shoot pieces. So she's just like, she just goes as the girl in the bamboo shoot. So she's got a big round like barrel, and then she's wearing like a big hat. That's her costume. I think Moko would probably turn her lights out, but if somebody did show up and knock on her door, she would probably find something to give them. But honestly, I think I put her here just based on the fact that she's actively trying to avoid any interaction. But if you did come up to her door, she would give you something. But she's not as inviting as the other ones. So Aya could honestly be anywhere. She's very versatile. Honestly, I'd put her at a party just because she could literally be anywhere. Aya should go with Chuno and Dai. Well, that's your fanon talking. Sorry, but Mom said it's my turn to impose my headcanons. But yeah, I think Windows era Yuka mellowed out. So she likes to mess with weak people, give them a little scare, but she doesn't actively do anything unless you hurt her flowers. Skomachi, where would Skomachi be? She doesn't really have any friends that I would put her for a chaperoning job. I don't think she'd go out trick-or-treating either because it's not like she has a sweet tooth or anything specific. She's not staying home and giving out candy. Oh, you know what? She'd probably do this. Aiki, some people could put Aiki in trick-or-treating. I would put her here because she's on the lookout for the group below. Now, the way I see it, Shizuha is less outgoing as her sister, but I think that's just because Minariko is more widely regarded by like the villagers, so she kind of gets to be more outgoing. Minariko would be out trick-or-treating. They give out candy corn. See, that's cute. I'd put Hina here because Hina has a bad reputation, unfortunately. People don't really approach her because they're worried that the misfortune that surrounds her is going to basically swap over to them. So, despite how people feel about her, she always has a smile on her face. So she wouldn't go out and about in the town. I think she kind of understands her position, but she doesn't let it get to her, which is very impressive. But she would be she's a very sweet girl, so she would stay home and give candy out to anyone who approached her. Now, I want to put Notori in the stays home and, air quotes, gives out candy. Because, she's not giving that out for free, right? So I put her here, but there's definitely an asterisk to that give, She's out here running a business. She's not out here running a charity. So, interesting thing about the Tengu, at least as far as I can tell for the White Wolf Tengu, they're not mean, but they don't like people straying off the path to the Moriya Shrine. They will send you back on your way, but I don't think any of them are very nasty about it. Well, it's not necessarily that Momiji's staying home, But, you know, if somebody, like, came up to the mountain and ran into her, she might have a treat for them or something like that. So Snai actually knows what trick-or-treating is. I think she'd do it again. I think she would want to experience again Sokyo Halloween. Hell, she might even be the reason why everybody's doing it in the first place. Realistically, Suiko goes in the pretends not to be home section. She has no part in any of it. Kaneko handles the business side. She's just relaxing. However, Funny Frog Lady, the part of me that likes when Suiko gets a bit, you know, she gets to be a little funky, a little froggy, a little wicked. I like the idea of her going out with Snai. And then Yam, that's an easy one. As you know, chat, one of my favorite Yam fan theories, fanon, is that she makes candy. That's the patented Yamame mouth candy. She makes the candy up and she wiggles it around in her mouth. And it's, you know, it's got that Tsuchigumo saliva. It's got that tinge to it, and it's top tier candy. And it's against a Wanderlord. She would probably just do this. She's not the kind who, like, despite how she is, she's not actually, like, a bad person. Satori says so herself. Like, she has a bad jealousy issue for sure, but she's not, like, egg chuckers 1 through 6 over here. You know what I mean? Oku is going trick-or-treating. And Oren is taking her out. And Koishi is going with her. Honestly, you know what? In the spirit of being more, you know, better about it, I'm gonna put Satori up here. Oh, this is an easy one. Kogasa. Attempts to scare children. I wonder about Murasa. Where'd Murasa go? I don't think of her as a trick-or-treater. She's not a chaperone. I don't think she stays home and gives out candy. So I'd probably put her either with attempts to scare children a bit. Sho, now as we know, Sho never leaves the house. Sho is not allowed to be canon, but because Nazarin is out, you know Sho is there. They're dressed as each other. So Nazarin went as a tiger and Sho went as a mouse. That's their costumes. And Nazarin is not a fan, but unfortunately she could not say, she has no say in this. Byakuren being Byakuren is going to be right there with Ichiran handing out candy. Those two will be working together with that. And Nue, easy. So Kyoko is more likely than not staying at like the temple and handing out candy, but at the same time, Byakuren probably they got 3 bodies there. So Kyoko probably goes with Nazarin. Kyoko and Nazarin go together, and Sho watches over them. That sounds good to me. All right, and we have Yoshika. So Yoshika doesn't get a say in what she does, but I think it's pretty fair to say that these two would do this. Despite Sega's reputation as a wicked hermit, I wouldn't call her actions like terribly malicious. So I think she'd probably just mess with people with Yoshika. Futo's going out. Miko, on the other hand, I'd put Miko, maybe not pretends to be home, but like Tojiko's kind of like, you go to her, get the candy, you know. Futo's just out and about. Futo doesn't need a chaperone. I mean, she should have one, but nobody's gonna do it. Tojiko's not going with her. Well, actually, Tojiko could go with her. No, that sounds like a more fun dynamic. She's going with Futo, and now Miko is handing out candy because now she's home alone. And now we have Egg Thrower, the next generation, okay? And we have I Succumb to Bad Influences, the character. I can't say for sure for Ringo. Ringo likes a very specific type of sweet, so like she wouldn't really go out for candy. But I think these two, they both run a business, you know? They run a dongo stand, so I think they would probably just essentially do what Nitori's doing, where they'd stay, they make Halloween themed items. They might give out samples and then they can sell packs. So they're businesswomen first and foremost in this situation. Dorami is actually a hard one to say. I don't think Dorami really actively tries to go out and scare people. She doesn't really have a home, so it's like doesn't really matter. She's not going to a party because she's not invited. She's not staying home and giving out candy. No one's gonna find her. She's not throwing eggs at your home. She's not a chaperone. She's not trick-or-treating. Honestly, I just put this here. Sagame pretends not to be home because she can't speak, so it's best if she has no interaction with anyone. Clown piece, egg thrower. Hikati is coming to chaperone clown. Eternity is not an egg thrower type of fairy, but she'd probably go out with the gang. Nemino is one that fit in there with Reimu, but we're going to put her in attempts to scare children because she wants to scare people away from her home anyway. On, of course, is giving out candy at the shrine. But An would also like to go trick-or-treating, but Reimu won't take her because Reimu's hosting a party. So An has to stay home. Well, maybe An can go with Snai. Ogina hates children. So Ogina pretends to not be home. Like, easily. And we have Eika. Eika gets to do nothing because she's trapped on the river. But if possible, somebody will take her out. Urumi will take her out. There you go. Futaka's the type to give out, she give out candy. Yachie. Oh, God. She's not egging your house, but she's getting people to do it for you. That's what she does. But remember, she's still got goodness in her heart somewhere. Somewhere. And then Saki, probably an egg thrower, but, like, at the same time, not really. She's obviously gonna get into, she's gonna get into some situations, for sure. She's gonna misunderstand the whole goddamn holiday. But as you know, these girls have pretty bad personalities. So, they're not good people, much as we like them. Sanyo, I do not know what Sanyo does, but it's probably one of these two. So, because she's the same species as Nemono, I'm gonna put her here. Eggs at your home, Tsukasa, Megumu is probably at a fancy schmancy party. Shimada, I'm not sure. She looked goofy, but she's really not goofy. Moonki is going trick-or-treating. I've decided. Now, Iku's interesting, because, canonically speaking, Iku is supposed... She works for Tenchi's father, and is supposed to watch over Iku, or watch over Tenchi. The funny thing is, though, is that Tenchi doesn't even know who Iku really is. Despite all the things you see in fanon and whatnot, like, Tenchi's not even aware of who Iku is by name. But, obviously, Iku has to look after her, because it's the boss's daughter. There's a lot of fan stuff that puts them together despite that. But Tenchi has a new friend nowadays, so Iku has been thrown to the wolves. But we're going to put her as a chaperone for Tenchi because you know Tenchi's going out. Now we have Sunny, Luna, and Star. Now obviously, these three are trick-or-treaters. But Star is definitely throwing eggs at your home. Okay. Now, Luna and Sunny, you know, they're more interested in the candy. And Star is all about that candy too. But, you know, she's also gonna mine for violence sometimes. So that's why she's down there. Kokoro, she's going out trick-or-treating. Probably, if I had to say, going with Futo. Or she's going with Nazarin. Miko and Byakuren look after her. She might be trying to scare people, though, because of the whole urban legend thing. Juna's going to trick-or-treating, but she's not looking for, you know? Jun would throw eggs? That's just incorrect. Yeah, she'd probably go to a social gathering, more likely than not. Because if she's going trick-or-treating, she's not going to get, like, candy doesn't have any, like, value to her. She's not chaperoning anyone. She's not egging your home. She's not staying home and giving out candy. She's not scaring children. Yeah, I'd put her at a party. However, Shion is going trick-or-treating with Tenchi. And Yuma is also going trick-or-treating. She went with Chiari. Chiari is going to scare people. And Yuma is looking for some good eats. That's Yuma for you. So Akius definitely stay home, gives out candy. We have Lunarians. Just vile. Just vile creatures. There's no trick-or-treating on the moon. Alright? No trick-or-treating on the moon. Kasem would chaperone. Not anyone specifically, mind you, but she would be a chaperone. Kozusu. Now, Kozusu's neat, because Kozusu could stay home, but her parents are there. She might try and drag Aki with her, but she'd probably just go out and have fun. Fortune teller. He pretends to not be alive. And then we have Renko and Maribel. So they could go trick-or-treating together. They don't really have anyone to chaperone for. So I'd put them both down here in Halloween party. And we're done, chat. So let's take a quick glance over all of my words. Okay? So for trick-or-treaters, we have the blonde and the small. We have PC98 Reimu. We got Ellie, who again, that's just whatever. Ellen, because she's, you know, she fit in that. Chieri, you know, it's arguable, but I feel like she could do that for sure. Kurumi, personal opinion. Gengetsu, personal opinion. Alice might act like she's too old for this, but you know, Shinky gets her way. Yuki's having fun. Ruma, Dai, and Chirbo all go out together. Remy and Flan are out together. Chen's out with Ron, but she might run into Orin. Lily's out about, because, you know, it's Lily. Yuko's out, she's going for candy. Wriggle's out alone. Kaguya's out with Eden. Medicine's out alone. Medicine might actually go with Eden and Kaguya. Minariko's out on more of a social call. Snai's out and about with Sueko. Oku and Koichi are out with Satori and Orin. Nazarin's out with Sho. Kyoko's with them as well. Tojiko is monitoring Futo. Lyra's probably just out doing her own thing, but if she ran into the other fairies, she'd probably, you know, chat with them. Eika's taken out with Urumi. Michael's just out and about. Baten's just out and about. Tenshi's with Shion. They're watched by Iku. Sunny and Luna are out looking for candy. Stars also wants candy, but Stars also got a hidden agenda that's a little scary. Sumireko's just participating for the sake of participating. But if it wasn't Gensokyo, she'd probably stay at home for sure. Shion's out with Tenshi because candy. Yuma's out because candy. And Kozuzu's out because, you know, parents just said, go have fun. And she said, okay, I'll go have fun. Maybe she'll get Akyu. And yet, so the chaperones, your Kotohime upholding the law, Mugetsu looking after her sister, Shinki looking after her daughter, Sakuya looking after the Scarlet Sisters, Letty looking after Chirno's group, Yomu forced to look after Yuyuko, Ron looking after Chen, Kane just kind of, no one in particular, mind you, but Kane is very, like, you know, she'd be the kind of character you'd expect to be out keeping an eye and make sure that they're keeping the peace. Eren would be out with Kaguya. Eiki would be similar to Kane and Kotohime, or in Satori, yep, Sho, Tojiko. Hikati is out with her little egg thrower. Urumi takes Eika out, and Kusena is also kind of keeping the peace as well with, like, Kane and such. Then we have the egg throwers. So we have Mima and her little subordinate, and her subordinate's Missile, and their strange friend. So those four, well, three, I guess. Mima, Marissa's just being bad influenced. Yuka's a little scary. Mai's a bitch. Tei is a shithead. Nue is definitely, like, gonna do a lot, but it's unsure how far her tricks would go, but I feel like they could very easily slip into the realm of egg thrower. Sage is obviously an egg thrower. Shimi is an omega egg thrower. Clown might actually be pretty mellowed out. But because she's from Hell, it feels like if anyone's gonna have, like, a bit of a dangerous, more like, you know, or she's influenced by Star. Yashie and Saki are mob bosses. Tsukasa is obviously a horrible influence on others. Star is an enigma who thinks bad thoughts. And then we have Stay at Home. So, Sariel is whatever, but, like, I like the idea of Sariel, you know, just coming down, 20-foot woman coming down, hit you with that biblical, be not afraid, pulls out the smallest little bowl of candy you've ever seen, hands it down, and just puts her finger up and goes, you may take one. And it's like a full chocolate bar. That's what Sariel's giving out. She's got this big bowl, and she puts her hand, you know, you look inside, and it's just full chocolate bars. And you're given one, and you're like, whoa! And she's awesome. Then she's the favorite Makai mommy. I didn't say that, by the way. That was definitely a chat member. I was just reading the chat. Genji gives out candy to those who Reimu yelled at. Yumeimi doesn't really leave her house because Shiori's doing the field work. She's staying there, but she's got a good heart, so she wouldn't pretend she's not home. Rukoto is a maid robot, so it's in her programming. Ellie's a gatekeeper. Sara's a gatekeeper. Yumiko's watching the house while Shinki's out. Mailing's watching the house while everybody else is out. Alice is out of the way, but her attitude is nice enough that she would definitely give out candy. Raisin would give out candy, and her attitude would be perfectly fine, whether or not she wanted it to be. Shizuha, again, you know, she's more of an introvert than her sister, but she's not mean. Hina would stay home. She's got a good heart, but people don't really like her because of her ability. Nitori is running a business. Momiji would have candy, but she would just be doing her job anyway. Kaneko would be giving out stuff at her shrine. Yam would be giving out her yam candies, her patented mouth candy. Ichiden, Unzan, and Byakuren were giving out candy at the Myouren Temple. Miko's kind of doing whatever, but she's not the kind of person to turn someone away with that kind of thing, you know? Like, she doesn't want disciples, but everybody was like, people showed up and were like, I want you to take me as a disciple. And she's like, alright, whatever. She's not a cold-hearted person, so she would definitely have something in spirit for the holiday. Wagasaki and Kagero, they're fine, they're chill, but they're not really going out. I don't know, I feel like when I think of Kagero, I don't think of somebody who wants to go out and, like, scare people, you know? I feel like she's more of laid back. Like, when the full moon comes up, she definitely wants to be away from people. Wagasaki can't really go anywhere anyway, and mermaids aren't scary. Seiren and Ringo are running a business. On is giving out candy at both shrines because she can do that, but really I wish Rainbow took her out. Maybe she can go with Kasen. She's there with Genji. Genji's keeping her company. Narumi doesn't leave the forest, but she's also a nice spirit. Kutaka's similar. I don't really know where she is. I think she hangs out at the waterfall on her days off. She would give out honey-flavored lozenges. And Mayumi and Keiki, it's kind of whatever, but Keiki doesn't really want to have anything bad happen to humans. You know, she gets faith for them. Takane's running a business. Misamaru is kind of a whatever. Enoko, I imagine, similarly to Narumi. Akio, obviously, biggest house at the place, has the best treats. Rinosuke is running a shop, he'll have something. Mio is running a shop, she'll have some special stuff. Probably similar to Takane and Itori. And the Scare Boys, so obviously Marissa, bit of a trickster, likes to mess around people. Floating eyeballs are scary, giant floating eyeballs are scary. Kana's a poltergeist, it's in her nature. Orange is just a whatever yokai. Kwakama's a little devil, it's in her nature. Mistia would probably, you know, mess with people while running her business for all the same. She might have some special Halloween dishes. Yuka likes to pick on people who are weak. She likes to tease them, but never take it too far. Komachi would probably mess with people just a bit with her, not her ability, but just like the way she talks, and obviously the fact that she's a Shinigami can really scare people a lot with a big scythe. Kasume is a bit of an asshole, but it's okay. She never succeeds. Parsi would definitely try to scare people. Kogasa is I don't even need to explain that one. Murasa would probably, of all the Myouren Temple characters, I think she'd give the most into her yokai nature and try to mess with people. But she wouldn't be, you know, she would still consider her position and reputation, so she wouldn't take it too far. Yoshika and Seiga is just Seiga having fun. Mamizo is a Tanuki, it's in their nature. Sekibangi would try to scare people. She would probably just like, if it didn't work, she'd probably just lock herself into her home and then pretend she wasn't home. But I think she would try. Dorami would, yeah, just little slight nightmares to misbehaving children. Nemino and Sanyo, both mountain hags. Sanyo less so than Nemino, because Nemino would like actively chase people away, but I really don't know much about Sanyo. Momoyo as well. And Chiari, because she just feels like the kind of character who would probably do that. Kokoro, because of her urban legend. Tokiko, because she's a bit of a... She's not really known about either, but she's a yokai. Pretends not to be home. So this is the category that's kind of like the whatever one. Not the greatest. It's a lot of whatever characters for the most part. Like Rikako, Meira, Rika, Kikuri, Shingyoku, like whatever. I don't really have anywhere to put them, so they're just gonna like not participate. Pachi's obviously not gonna participate. Moko's gonna actively not participate. Sagame's not. Junko's not. Okina, I don't even know. You could argue Okina and her servants, but I'm just putting them there. Hatate's not coming out because she's a recluse. The Moon People are not doing anything because the Moon People are better than Halloween. And the Fortune Teller is, he's dead. Anyway, a Halloween party. So Halloween party is for more of the higher society characters who, you know, want to use the occasion to go have fun. Because it's a strong night for fear and whatnot, but not like participate in the festivities that they know. So obviously the Onis, Kongara, Suika, and Yugi. Reimu would be the involuntary host to one of these parties, which is why she's down here. Luis, I consider a high society member of Makai, so she would probably be at one of these. The Prison Rivers would be doing a show. Yukari, obviously high society, very powerful yokai. Benben and Yatsuhashi and Raiko. Well, Raiko's part of the Prison Rivers, so she's part of them. But Benben and Yatsuhashi, possible for event. Aya, obviously. Aya and Megumu here for just getting scoops. Aya might be anywhere, though. Megumu less so. I think Megumu is more of even a different party entirely. Shimada as well. I just got nowhere else for her. Hisami and Zemu. I don't know about Hisami. Zemu would probably be at a Halloween party, but Hisami would probably just follow her because it's fucking Hisami. And then Hiso Tensoku is a giant balloon, so what do you want me to do about that? Jun would want to go to a party that makes her look like a big shot, and Renko and Maribel are both college girls, so they don't have any real interactions with anyone else in Touhou, so they probably just, you know, have a Halloween party or something. They wouldn't go trick-or-treating. And there you go, chat. Well, that was actually, that was more entertaining than I thought. Had a lot of fun scenarios.